tonight marks the formal transition of power from the old
QUTV News, a team on campus
finding 2 home runs in the 3rd and the 5th innings.
Q cafeteria where Chef Chase Mangan says that he weekend.
And it was new head coach Mark Hager's first
forecast at the end. Right about now, it's 30.
Email from the Dean of Students, and be sure to opt in.
I'm Shane McAdams.
And I'm Taylor King.
On campus is about to be non-existent. Lauren Beeman joins us later to explain how this will affect you.
Several women's basketball players have thrown in the towel. Find out how this will affect the team.
And one of the most expensive dorm buildings on campus gives students the cold shoulder. Hello and welcome to QUTV News This Week. I'm Adam Meyer.
And I'm Bailey Grubel. Those stories and more, but first, the weather may be warming up, but the showers in SLC are a different story. QUTV's Shane McAdams has more.
Every year during housing selection, the Student Living Center is one of the first buildings to fill up completely. It's got space for 1 to 3 people in a suite, complete with a kitchen, a bathroom, a furnished common room downstairs, and a grilling area out back. But one of the only things that this place doesn't have is hot water.
Yeah, I believe the rumors were kind of true that they were short hot showers, and we even had maintenance come twice to bump up our heating, but it still didn't do much. It extended from 5 minutes to maybe 8. So you kind of have to take the quickest shower, and I don't even know how sometimes people do it, but a lot of my teammates even shower at the HFC because we don't want to deal with the water or the water temperature in SLC anymore.
With water temperatures being such an issue in the SLC, we decided to do some independent testing of our own. We took 3 different water temperature readings when the shower started, after 5 minutes, and after 10 minutes to see just how hot the showers were in SLC. When the shower first started, the water was extremely warm, coming out at 114 degrees at the beginning of the shower. 5 minutes into the shower, however, the water temperature had already dropped by 16 degrees, from 114 degrees to 98 degrees. By the time 10 minutes had passed, the water temperature had continued to fall to just 92 degrees. Shane McAdams, QUTV News, Quincy.
If you think your shower loses hot water quickly, you can file a maintenance request.
An opportunity to save lives came to Quincy University. Many students and staff donated their time and so much more. The Delta Tau Delta fraternity sponsored a blood drive in the Hawks Hangout. The QU fraternity was raising awareness for a good cause. American Red Cross is an organization close to one of the students' hearts.
I want to give blood today because my cousin had cancer, and the blood that I give helps save lives of all cancer patients.
Each donor gives approximately 1 pint of blood. Every donation can save up to 3 lives. The Red Cross mobile app allows you to track your donation. This was a third of the blood held. This is the 3rd blood drive held at QU this school year. The next blood drive will be held sometime next semester.
The QU women's basketball team needs more members. That's because 7 players left the program this semester alone. Anna Konzak has more on the story.
As we know, too, from being Quincy Hawk fans, there's not a lot of seniors there in that lineup either.
Annika Webster was a solo senior on the women's basketball team during their 2017-2018 season. Webster came into the program as the only one in her freshman class. She continued to be the only player her age throughout her career. In 4 years, she's only seen 2 teammates transfer out of the program. After last season, 7 of Webster's teammates decided to leave.
I think it's just kind of crazy because everybody has their own personal reasons. And so it was different for me to see it in the basketball team because normally I feel like you hear about football transfers a lot or baseball, but nothing really that close to home I feel like for basketball, so that was definitely something new for me.
The loss of key players hasn't put a damper on head coach Garber's outlook on her team. She continues to focus on the positives that this odd situation created.
I always think it's good to start fresh. I really feel like this is a rebuilding year for us a little bit, but at the same time, I am excited about what we have returning and the prospects that we have coming in.
In previous years, Coach Garber has been cautious with evening the number of freshmen and transfer recruits. Last season's freshman class was the largest one that Coach Garber has ever coached. While there seems to be a correlation with that large number of freshman players, the growing transfer trend goes beyond even QU. The trend of women basketball players transferring has been slowly increasing over the past 10 years. The trend is consistent throughout many other NCAA sports. Coach Garber believes it is a trend that she will continue to see and use to her advantage.
I think it's very normal for people to leave, and I don't think it should be anything that's looked down upon or looked upon as a bad thing towards the coach at all.
While building a powerful team is one of Coach Garber's priorities, satisfying personal needs is a priority for the transferring players. Anna Kontek, QUTV News, Quincy.
This QU student government is looking for fundraising ideas. The topic of discussion at Monday's night meeting was raising money because of a budget cut. The government body elected to use its remaining $1,100 to purchase apparel for themselves and for sale. SGA apparel will be available to purchase by the student body. Other fundraising ideas included a teacher date auction, Krispy Kreme donut sales, and even a carnival. The next open SGA meeting will be next Monday, till the 23rd. SGA will host its informal meetings in the Great Gallery and Brenner Library for the rest of the semester. All students are encouraged to attend. The theater program may be on hold, but that doesn't mean students can't get involved with the community.
And if you plan to stay over the summer here at Quincy, they host many activities that can get you out of your dorm room. We'll be right back after the break.
Your future is looking pretty good because there's still time to get the affordable quality education you really want at Quincy University. Choose from more than 40 different majors, and 98% of our students get financial aid. Plus, great academic scholarships are available. Apply online for free at quincy.edu.
Or call me. It's not too late to get an affordable, quality education close to home.
Come explore Quincy University.
Every year, tens of thousands of young people experience homelessness. If you or someone you know needs help, 1-800-RUNAWAY can provide support and connect you to the right resources. Together, we can end youth homelessness.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
San Jude nos ha dado todo. Nos está dando la salud de nuestra princesa. Y sin pagar nada.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus, and so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
Every second counts in a crisis situation. In a matter of minutes, your life could change forever. QUTV reporter Ashton Worley tells us more how to increase the chances of survival of an active shooter.
The average response time for QPD in an emergency is 1 to 2 minutes, but when help arrives, it may be too late. Quincy University held an active intruder training course to prepare for the unthinkable.
That moment when you know you have to make a decision whether to stay and help someone or, stay and get them out of that fetal position or run and save your own life. And I think that that's something, if that time would come, that I would find very challenging.
Students, staff, and community members gathered in the Hall of Fame room. QPD, along with QU Security, encouraged everyone to have a plan. If you're in a classroom during the event of an active intruder trying to get in, you should always have an escape route. Your natural instinct may be to panic and freeze, but students and staff are the real first responders.
You're not going to be able to wait for us. We're coming. We're coming as fast as we can, but you're not going to be able to wait for us. You're going to have to act and do something to help yourself.
Many students in attendance say they felt more prepared for a crisis on campus after the training.
The most important thing I took away is not to be paranoid or think that you're being over suspicious or anything. Trust your gut.
This training raised awareness about the reality of an active intruder.
I was mapping out Francis in my head, if I'm in 207, where can I go to get out? Where's the nearest, hiding place? Where's the nearest exit?
QU is installing extra security cameras, panic buttons, and key card entries around campus. Ashlyn Worley, QUTV News, Quincy.
As of 2016, Quincy University's crime report showed no record of weapon violations on campus.
The Oakley Lindsay Center offers many activities for the public and QU students who are staying in Quincy for the summer. The Quincy Community Theater is a popular activity, and some renowned musicals will be featured this summer.
The biggest hit of the summer already, I mean, the buzz is already out there about it, is Mamma Mia at the Quincy Community Theater. It runs 2 weekends in July.
Blues in the Park is another activity that involved local and live blues performances. It is free and open to the public. For more information on the full Arts Quincy calendar, visit artsquincy.org.
Quincy University does not have their own theater or performing arts program. To make up for that, the Quincy University Theater is an opportunity for the students to get involved with visual and performing arts. QCT Artistic Director said that the theater thinks of QU as a part of their community and invited them to participate and attend events.
The Community Theater has a rich education program, and we offer classes, and so even for a college student, we offer classes in the evening, and so someone can come and sign up for a class, and this is an opportunity for them to learn more acting techniques, possibly some theater design techniques.
QCT invites students to watch and be in productions, work backstage, take classes, and audition. Students can often receive discounts on shows as well. For more information, visit QCT.org.
QU students recently showed off their academic skills in a competition. Students presented new methods of ideas in front of students and faculty at the first academic symposium. 11 different presentations from various majors showed their research project. All presenters received a certification as well as a pin, which can be worn at commencement.
Quincy University is known for its abundance of unique history. The walls of Brenner Library hold Franciscan traditions and history. The rare book room located on the second floor of the library is one of the university's most valued treasures. The door of the room stays locked in order to keep the books in good condition. The room does not have any windows and stays at a cool 50-degree temperature because most of the books are over 500 years old.
They were printed. What's so important about them was, first of all, it was their libraries, but secondly, they were printed from the beginning of the printing press as a technology existed, from about 1450 to about 1820.
The books do not belong to the university. The friars brought them from Germany in their voyage to the U.S. QU is one of the few universities in the nation with this type of collection. To see the rare book room, visit Pat Tonzak in the Brenner Library. After the break, reporter Lauren Beeman joins us to talk about how the loss of cable on television will affect you on campus.
And the football team is upgrading its annual scrimmage to an official game of friendly competition.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Idle hands. They say they're the devil's workshop. Easy targets. Quick to kill time. But give idle hands something to do, a place to go, a purpose.
and they're capable of amazing things.
Lauren is here now to talk more about the cable situation on campus.
Thanks, Adam. At the end of the month, the university will no longer provide cable access in the dorms. Adams Fiber told QU it would no longer provide cable for campus. QU is looking for options, but also asked students if they even wanted cable. A number of students said they did not use cable, but instead used streaming services like Netflix.
It affects my roommate and I very much because we have like a PlayStation, so we usually just watch Netflix, but like we don't even have the cable hooked up to our TV. So for them taking away the cable next year, it wasn't a big deal at all.
Some students do use cable because Wi-Fi is unreliable, making it difficult to connect to their Netflix or Hulu accounts. Students who rely on cable access to watch their favorite shows are now left with a blank screen. If you have good Wi-Fi, Spotify and Hulu offer a student bundle for $5 a month. All you need is your QU email.
Perfect. Thank you, Lauren. Now let's talk. So how did this change come about?
You know, actually, Adams Fiber told QU that it was no longer going to offer cable services. So not only did it leave QU without cable, it left Blessing Hospital and the Kroc Center without cable as well.
Now, what about the students who said, what have students said about the removal of the cable?
I've definitely gotten mixed reviews from all the students I've talked to. So some really feel like there's no impact at all, while others think it's a giant inconvenience. And then, you know, you have seniors who are going to be gone, so they don't really care.
Right. Is QU offering an alternative to the cable for students?
As of right now, I do not believe there has been anything released yet about how QU plans to move forward, but I was talking to a student about it, and she suggested that QU offer Netflix accounts for students using their personal QU email. So, you know, I really think it'll be interesting to see how QU chooses to move forward with this.
I agree. Well, thank you, Lauren, for sitting down with us and having a chat.
Hoping that really none of those contain any rain.
Yeah, me too. I mean, there's going to be a track meet this Saturday, so I hope there's going to be some good weather.
Absolutely. There is not rain or snow in the forecast, so that's good. But we will be looking at some sunnier weather here pretty soon. So first, we're going to be looking at our picture of the day. So we have our picture of the day here, sent in by Sergeant Zach Robb. This is a picture of the Middle East where he is currently at. He used to be a teacher at Quincy Notre Dame High School. Actually, he was one of my teachers there too. So we do want to thank him for sending in this picture because it is a beautiful picture of some orange and yellow and a little bit of purple hued sky here. So we are thankful for him and where he's at and what he's doing. So right now we're going to be looking at Quincy temperatures, local, regional, and tri-state area. So we have Quincy here at 51 degrees, Hannibal at 52. We have some Chicago people who are going to have to bundle up a little bit at 47 degrees. So Quincy right now is at 51 degrees. We have a wind chill of 49 degrees. The humidity is at 49%, and we have northern winds coming in at 8 miles an hour. The good thing is it's sunny right now, but we're going to be looking at some partly cloudy skies later on. It was partly cloudy this morning, but actually today it's going to be a little warmer and sunnier, so we're going to be pretty happy for that. Right now, we're going to be taking a drive, actually. It's going to be 51 degrees today, just like we talked about. Northern winds coming in at 8 miles an hour. Today is a great day, actually, to roll down your windows, blast that music, because it's not going to be too cold outside for that. And the good thing is we have some dry roads outside, and it's going to warm up and be a little more sunny. So we're going to be looking at our meteograph here, 1 p.m., 51 degrees, just like we were saying. We have 56 as the high. It's going to be peaking at 5 p.m. And later on at 9 p.m., we're going to be seeing some 46-degree weather. So a little bit in between 50s and 40s here, but we're not seeing 30-degree weather anymore, so we should be pretty thankful for that. So now we're going to be sliding into our West Coast current temperatures here. We have Los Angeles at 57 degrees. We have Phoenix at 78, Santa Fe at 59, Boise at 57. So we're seeing some pretty much the same temperatures here in the western coast here that we are in the Midwest. So we should feel pretty happy about that. Later on, we're going to be seeing some different East Coast temperatures. It's a different story for them. We have 44 in New York, 56 in Washington. Those are a little bit lower temperatures here, but Here in Miami, they're experiencing some 82-degree weather, while Atlanta is experiencing 66 and New Orleans 74. So we're not seeing those temperatures here in the Midwest, but hopefully we will soon as the summer rolls around. So now we have our satellite radar here. We have some clouds stirring over here in the west part of the United States here. We also have some east winds over here in this direction. So as you can see, that's traveling over to the Midwest, and we're experiencing those partly cloudy skies, which is kind of ruining our days. So now we have some current temperatures here. St. Louis is at 48 degrees. We have Chicago at 50 and Des Moines at 49. And Quincy, as you can see, is right in the middle of that, 51 today, peaking at 56 like we talked about earlier. We have Quincy, Hannibal, tri-state area right in the middle of that. And on the other parts of the United States, we can see Sioux City is at 48, Des Moines is at 49, Wichita 54, and Kansas City is 53. So all in the same area. Our 24-hour temperature change: St. Louis increased 8%, Chicago 17%, Des Moines 13%. Quincy, all in the same area. As you can see, we're looking at pretty much the same temperatures here. Our 3-day forecast, we had clouds this morning. You probably woke up and saw those, and actually later on today we're going to be seeing a little bit more sunlight. High is 56, 57, low is 53. Friday, we're going to be seeing some sunshine, so that's going to be good if you're participating in Hawk Wild. So, and Saturday, that actually leads into some cloudy skies, but that's okay because the high will be 58. So now we're going to be seeing some of the 7-day forecast weather. We have 57, like we said today, but we're going to be looking at some partly cloudy skies later on in the week. Hopefully, those sunny skies will be staying with us here. We have some mid-60-degree weather, lows in the 40. So it's not going to be too terrible, but the good thing is we will be out of this winter weather time, 30-degree weather, and we're going to be heading more into springtime.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Abigail. Well, the football team will be looking forward to sunny weather as they scrimmage this weekend.
And one QU baseball player was named GLVC Player of the Week for his performance last week. We'll be right back after the break.
An oncologist is a cancer doctor. An MRI is a magnetic resonance imaging. Neuroblastoma is a cancer that mostly affects kids.
Do the kids in your grade know these words?
Probably not.
Why do you?
I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, but I don't have cancer anymore, and so...
Wait a minute, are you cancer-free?
Yeah.
Serving the nation's poor and vulnerable regardless of faith, and advocating on their behalf, we are Catholic Charities.
The annual QU football scrimmage is going to be a bit different this year. The game will take place next week on Saturday, April 28th at The Rock. This year will be different to make the event more of a game rather than a practice. In the past, the game was more of a glorified practice, but this year, an officiating crew will be hired for the scrimmage. Coach Bass wants to make this game a preview for the upcoming season and to create an atmosphere for future Saturday games.
We're going to start doing a tailgate bash. Hopefully do this from here on out. We got some cornhole boards donated to us to be able to do some things for it. We're going to do a tournament with that. We're also pretty much just going to throw a big tailgate party and try to get everybody involved with our football program to be able to hang out and be able to get an opportunity to see how much work the kids have put in.
A bags tournament will begin at 1 p.m. in the parking lot in the front of the stadium for all students to come out and connect with current QU football players before they scrimmage. The game will start at 5 p.m. and is open to the general public.
One baseball player received a much-deserved award over the weekend.
Reggie Austin joins us now with the latest in sports.
Thanks, guys. The baseball team had a successful weekend against Truman State. But first, former standout wide receiver Eric Poindexter is still showcasing his talents in England. Poindexter plays for the Durham Saints in the British Universities and College Sports League. He has made a huge impact as the Saints have won the national championship. The MVP for the game, none other than Poindexter himself. During the season, he was a one-man circus. The former wideout has now added quarterback to his skill set as well as 4 other positions. In his post-game interview, he talked about the amount of hard work he put in at Quincy and appreciated all the help he's received. Last weekend was an emotional one as one team reached the end of their season. The men's and women's tennis team lost to Drury University with the clinch rule on Saturday. Both teams were full of smiles for senior day as the men lost to the Panthers 5-2 and the women 6-0. The men are officially done for tennis with the spring. The softball team played 2 doubleheaders over this weekend. They split the day with Wisconsin Parkside Saturday, winning the first game 3-1 and losing the second one 4-3. Smart's bats kept the Hawks alive in the scoring position while Mackenzie Collier continued to keep the Rangers off balance. She allowed 6 hits and 1 earned run in her 7-inning win. Freshman Courtney Kearnage went 2 for 4 at the plate with an RBI in the second game. Softball was back in action on Sunday, this time with Indianapolis. The Hawks split their doubleheader once more, winning the first game 7-6 and losing the second 9-8. Collier dominated the mound again, earning another win in 8 innings pitched, allowing 7 hits and 2 earned runs. The Hawks had explosive bats in both games against the Greyhounds. Courtney Kearnage went 3 for 4 with an RBI, and Kylie Powers went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and Remy Ferguson went 4 for 5. Dana Walsh added a powerful swing, hitting a 3-run bomb in the top of the third. The baseball team split their doubleheader with Truman State last Friday, losing the first game 10-4 and winning the second game 8-2. Cody Birdsong was the man to watch, going 2 for 5 in the first game and 4 for 4 in the second. Birdsong totaled 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and 6 RBIs on the day. Birdsong currently leads the team with a batting average of .387. The Hawks returned home on Saturday to finish the series, with the Bulldogs winning the first game 9-7 and the second 14-4. Troy Wade proved his strength and consistency at the plate, going 2 for 3 in the first game and 3 for 3 in the second, with 3 RBIs, 1 home run, and 4 runs. Last year, Troy Wade won GLVC Player of the Year, the last member of the Hawks team to earn that until recently. The baseball team had a standout performance from junior second baseman Cody Birdsong last week. Birdsong was named GLVC Player of the Week after going 14 of 22 at the plate, hitting 4 home runs, driving in 11 runs, and scoring 9 in the Hawks' 4-1 series win last week. The last Hawk to win this award, none other than Troy Wade last year. Birdsong leads the team batting .387 with 53 hits, 11 doubles, and he is tied for the team lead with 7 home runs, and is second on the team with 31 runs and 32 runs scored. Birdsong also worked his name into the GLVC rankings. He has the 3rd most hits in the GLVC and ranks top 10 in batting average, at-bats, and home runs. Coming up in Hawk sport action, the softball team travels to St. Louis for a doubleheader with Missouri Baptist. There isn't any action happening on Friday, but the teams are back in action on Saturday. The men's and women's track team travel to Rolla, Missouri to compete in the Dewey Allgood Invitational. Women's tennis heads to Macomb to face Western Illinois in their last match of the spring. The baseball team hosts a doubleheader with Rolla, Missouri. Softball is also at home with a doubleheader against Illinois Springfield. The men's team travels to Carmel, Indiana to compete in the GLVC tournament. The baseball team finishes out their series with Rolla, and softball takes on Lewis University on Sunday.
Well, thanks, Reggie. Now, with Hawk Wild continuing this week, I think Inflatapalooza should be a QU annual sport, where it is the spring event at QU.
Yeah, and this year, Hawk Wild actually lasted an entire week.
And don't forget, there are still GLVC baseball and softball games Saturday in the midst of Hawk Wild.
Coming up, a full schedule of Hawk Wild events is next.
And how the Campus Activities Board has been staying involved in the events.
It isn't an arena or field. It isn't a classroom. It's a friendship. It's the bonds you form. It's an opportunity. It's the experience. It's a cute thing. Schedule your visit today.
Nearly 3 million Americans served in Vietnam, and more than 58,000 have their names inscribed on the wall, those that pay the ultimate price in service to America. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, the organization that built the wall, works to ensure the legacies of those who sacrificed all for our country are never forgotten. I'm asking you to help keep the promise the wall was built on. Never forget. Visit vvmf.org to find out how you can get involved.
Last spring, the QU traditional Hawk Wild took place in early May. This year, Hawk Wild is planned for the April 16th through the 21st. In previous years, QU's Campus Activities Board had a small hand in contributing to the event. CAB President Quincy says that the students have more to say in the events this time. With a few changes to this year's Hawk Wild events, students are now have a greater opportunity to be involved.
Our hope as CAB always is student involvement, so we really hope to get a lot of people out, maybe people who don't normally go out to things, just to see what's going on and hopefully get involved.
Tonight, the Amazing Hawk Race will take place in the Student Union. Friday's events include small money bingo and a lip sync battle in the Hawk's Nest. Hawk Wild will end with Inflatapalooza on Saturday on all campus fields. For more, check your emails or contact any member of CAB.
You know, I get excited every year for Hawk Wild events because this means that the school year is coming to a close.
Yeah, me too, Reggie. And luckily, the weather is going to be really nice outside, so the competition will be nice.
Yeah, and I mean, good luck to all those teams competing in Hawk Wild. Thank you for tuning in to QUTV News this week. I'm Bailey Gerbel.
And for Reggie and Abigail, I'm Adam Meyer. For more news and as it happens, like us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.